Hey everybody, how are you guys doing? I've been away from YouTube for almost a month. It's been a really busy month actually. I My father-in-law was hospitalized due to an accident, so I had to go up to Kuala Lumpur to see him. That was part of June. I went in the first trip that I went to see him. It was on the 20th of June, and that trip itself, I went to sketch with Tin Lin in Malacca. So that week was really busy. And then the week after, on the fourth, I had a trip to Johor where I went with Singapore Computer Society to visit a place called Iskandar Movie Studio Malaysia. I think that's what it's called. And then on the 10th of July, I took some people to Yogyakarta in Indonesia, and that was again very busy. About 4 days of gallivanting around Jogja, but did enough sketch. But it was primarily a sketching travel workshop with a few of the students. And then last weekend, I was up in Kuala Lumpur, partly to see my father-in-law again, and partly to sketch with the Urban Sketchers KL. There was a bunch of Singaporean sketchers up in KL. We sketched Petaling Street. So finally, here I am, doing a video for you guys. And this week, what I want to cover is essentially uh, was a class I conducted yesterday, and it was on sketching. And I wanted to talk about this technique that I've used for many of my sketch, where the top part is a negative shape that covers the subject that you're sketching, and at the bottom using shadows to sort of cap the sketch itself and to make the subject pop out in a negative kind of way. And then you use some details to basically finish and touch up the sketch. So here we go. Let's go and tell you the technique. Okay, if you look at the subject, the bananas here, on top, you could almost say that there is a negative shape that basically, surround the banana. And at the bottom, you will see some of the shadows that cap the sketch itself. So this is what we're gonna basically do. We will do a negative shape surround the object on top, and then we use shadows at the bottom to sort of, bookend the two parts of the subject, which in this case is bananas. And then we use details, a little bit of shadow, a little bit of lines to then create the full sketch itself. All right, so let me do a demo for you. You will find that this technique is useful for many single object sketch, like a banana, a figure, or maybe even a group of figures that is clumped together with a dark background. It's useful normally when there's a dark background, and so it's not really useful for every situation. Although in some cases you could actually make up the dark background from light background. In other words, you see a group of people and you want to make the figures pop, you can use the technique by faking the background and not get too worried too much about whether it's light or dark, but make it dark so that the technique still applies. Of course, this technique is not just for sketching with pencil, which is what I'm doing. I'm using a Palomino Blackwing pencil. I put a link up here to the pencil on Shopee. Um, but however, you can also use it for any medium. I mean, in my case, the idea of this design concept really applies to watercolor. So I'll use my darkest dark, or sometimes I use a mid tone to create that first background, dark negative shape around my subject, if you like. The interest of the background comes from the uneven lines that makes up the shape itself. So look for opportunity to create interesting shape as the first background, sketch, if you like, and that gives you plenty of opportunity to make your sketch interesting. So of course, I've picked a photo that is easy to use with this technique, and not all situations will allow you to use it. But go on lookout for a well-lit subject like a banana or something, and then with a dark background to make the interesting shape on top. And then there's strong shadows enough to sort of bookend your sketch. Once you have this ingredient, the recipe will kind of work itself brilliantly. So now for the second part, we're going to do the shadows that bookend the bottom part of the banana. As you can see, I'm trying to carefully draft out how the shape of the shadows. There's a bit of a hard edge on the bottom part, and then there's a bit of a soft edge moving towards the banana itself. If you look carefully at the photo, which I'll give you a link. I'll post it on the community pages that you can download that and try the sketch for yourself. And so as you can see, I am putting in hard edges of the shadow and then some form of a soft edges that moves up. But even though it's not that soft in that sense, I'm also putting in the lines to delineate the various pieces of banana to separate or shape separate them. If you look out for more shadows and so on, you'll see that there are some little itsy bitsy things you can add in. So now at this stage, we are already at the icing on the cake portion, which is the third part of the sketch. The first part is the background, negative shape. The second part is the shadows. And the third part is a tiny little accessory or icing, if you like, on the cake itself. In an actual drawing or painting, the accessorizing or the little details is very pleasurable. Although, from an impact perspective, the two parts are structured. The scaffolding, the background dark negative shape, and the shadows at the bottom, those two I consider them as scaffolding. Meaning, if you want to construct a building, you start with a scaffolding and then you then go on to build the walls and whatever you need to build. But if you were to, start with the icing or the tiny detail, your scaffolding is not there, your sketch will not really work. So there you go. That's the sketch. In a way, you can do it with watercolor. You can do it with any of the other medium that you so choose. Okay, let's do another example so that it doesn't look like it's a one-trick pony. Uh, so anyway, a cup on the edge of a table, typical scene in Singapore. So I carefully outline the shape of the cup uh, and the diagonal line that cut across, or rather the table line that runs from left to right or right to left, is oblique, and that gives it a bit of a power. I mean, oblique lines has certain powers. So, and now trying to make the negative shapes around the cup. As you can see, I'm not being very precise. I'm just going to go very, very quickly as it is a demo. So I'm just going to show you that it's actually very easy to create any interesting negative shape, such as here, the negative shape of the cup around the edge and around the ear of the handle of the cup itself. So in this case, I didn't, bother to finish putting in the entire negative shape all the way to the edge of the paper, but enough for demonstration purposes. You can see that the shape of the cup has popped out, even though it's not the entire cup, partial. And now I'm just going to do a bit of the details. In fact, I'm doing the icing here first before the shadows. Well, it's art, so you can break your own rules after you have kind of know what you're trying to do. So there you go. So if you look at the photo, you will see that there is a bit of uh, you know uh, mid-tone value containing the tea or the coffee, whatever the drink that is, and that gives it a bit of the content, if you like, inside the cup. And you see that yeah, and here you can continue to read the photo, the values, and continue to put in whatever values you see fit to create that sketch that you are doing. In many ways, you are only limited by your skills of observation. You cannot sketch what you cannot see, but if you see them, chances are you want to put them in. So that's really the whole idea of learning to observe and learning to see before you learn how to, before you sketch, basically, because observation is actually more important. So finally, I'm reaching the end of the sketch. I'm doing the shadows, which is the bookend of the counterpoint to the negative shape above. So now there you have it. That's the sketch that this demo number 2. So I hope you will try this technique. It has served me really well over the years. It's not a one-trick pony that it used for many of my other sketches. This is an example of a photo of a statue. The background of the statue can be the negative shape, and some of the shadow that you can put in could uh, be your bookend. It doesn't have to be necessary at the bottom or north south. It could be an overall or kind of like overarching negative shape, and then the shadows is inside. Very legit. That's also one way of doing it. And then once you have laid down the scaffolding, the negative shape and the shadows, the details, the hand, eyes can then kick in. Another example would be a basket of fruits. Same thing, the dark background, negative shape, pretty much 2/3 of the photo above on top. And then the shadows beneath the basket can bookend the the shape of the basket and the fruits together. And then the details would be put in all the other things that you want. Maybe a bit of a barbed wire, a bit of the leaf, bit of the shadows, the curvature of the fruits, so on, so forth. So there you have it, my tutorial for this week. Well, it's kept a very difficult month for me. It was lots of activities that I planned out. I mean, I wish I could have done a little bit less, but anyway, I'm here and I'm hoping to get back to creating video for you guys. If you believe in God, say a prayer for me. Meanwhile, stay safe and wherever you are, this is We Take Out.